boys. Okay. Okay. Xera. Okay, so we can start Xera. Okay. Let's just do like the mix of yellow and red for Xera again. We might do that. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go, boys. So. Okay. Xera. Yeah. Fairly simple boss if you have enough DPS. But we're gonna talk about like the pre-events, right? Let me also just there you go. I put a marker on the stream so I know which part of the stream should I clip. It's moaning our support. No, it's fucking hell. That's better. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay. So, Xera. Oh god, this is gonna end badly. Okay, so let's presume some of you might not know how Xera works, alright? Let me just check if I can actually make this happen. Okay, that would be one more. I don't really want to get that, but I could theoretically.
How's it going?
Okay, I will do it. Sorry. I was thinking if I should do it or not. Okay, I will do it. Oh god. Let me just glue them together. There we go. Don't need to see this in development, boys. Okay. We need a very large red AoE. Alright. That's what we need right now. Let me just make it. Okay, I can make it on one side and just not care on the other, essentially. Yeah, I can make it like that. Make it actually much more easier to explain as well. There we go. Alright. So, okay, so I got the first platform, right? So Xera is very simple at the beginning, alright? So, she's in the middle, yeah? And you split out into two groups, alright? Represented by these two guys. So, when there's a ready check, and ready check finishes, one person, well, probably you can range her, but let's presume that you all own a melee. You will just go there and kill this. Yeah. So that's that. But that's not the real Xera. That was only the projection of Xera. The real Xera, I'm just gonna use the back again, is really fucking big, alright? Or at least that's her, like, thing to show there on the platforms. So now you go to the sides. You split up into two groups, yeah? Presumably. And you have to jump to the ley line. Let's just presume these are the ley lines. So, when you jump, you press space. Then either you can press space again, guys, or, very simply, you can hold the space. If you don't know about this, if you jump and you still hold the space, the glider is gonna open as soon as you can. So you don't have to like accidentally double click the space or something, so you disglide or like remove the glider. So you just go, and then you go around the ley lines. What is this? These are ley lines, sorry. I'm really bad at these. And you go to the different islands, which I will explain right now. The reason why you leave this initial platform is because our giant AoE, like ribbon AoE, is gonna wrap it around. If you're gonna stand inside it, it's gonna hurt, alright? So that's one of the reasons. So when you go to the first island, because there are two islands in a way, the first island would look something like this. Give me a second, I need to prepare it. Okay. That's it. I need one more. I do not have orange, so yeah, but I think these are enough, right? Yeah, okay, maybe, okay, like this. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so let's put a ley line here. Okay, perfect. Then I need to make a red structure in the middle. There we go. I think that's enough. Boom. Okay. That's perfect. Then, let's say, okay, I can use these. I can actually use these for something. Oh no, I don't have... Oh, I do have. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I can make a free decker. Nice. It's better. More visible. Alright. Perfect. This is unironically really good for beginners. Thanks, man. Alright. So, this is kind of how the second... Okay, no. Sorry. One more thing. It's supposed to be yellow. Okay. There we go. Let me also just put this thing on top of it to just like indicate that it's something else. Well, just the same thing with different color. Alright. Okay, shouldn't... Yeah, there you go. That's better. And... There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that kind of works, I guess. Perfect. Okay. So, this is the ley line, alright? The entrance ley line. Fuck. So when you... Thank you, Samara. I actually... Wait, I DC from the game. Interesting. Thank you very much, Samara, for the sub. I really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so when you fly, so we started at the initial platform, right? So we're gonna glide. So this is where we glide from. Yeah, this area right here. So you're gonna glide in here, all right? So here you're gonna encounter a bloodstone shard in the middle. Yeah, that's this thing. Then these things, which are the rifts, the white ones are the rifts. These black ones are orbs. And these yellow ones are special kind of AoE that eats the orbs. So the goal is, you walk, and if you auto-attack, let's just bash it. When you auto-attack it, it moves.
Damn, son.
Right? So when it moves, you slowly move it towards the rift. So this thing keeps moving. So you try to not hit it inside of the yellow thing. Because if you do put it inside a yellow thing, it disappears for a few seconds. And then it respawns at the original location where it spawned before. So you have to bash it again. But of course the yellow one might be like somewhere here or something. So you bash it. And as soon as you bash it to the rift disappears. Alright? And then you have to do the other two as well. Similar thing. You have to push the orbs into the rifts. And when you do that, the rift is gone. The AoEs are gone. And the shield which was surrounding the bloodstone shard will disappear. So we can now bash the bloodstone shard, which also throws some kind of a damage out of it. So you have to kind of be aware of these. Like, you know, AoEs on the ground, just don't stand in them, preferably. If you have a tank, it actually targets probably the closest player. So if you have a chrono tank, and he has a shield, he can go under this, alright? And he can block most of the shots, because the shots will focus him because he's standing inside of it, and he's the closest. So everyone can stay around, like, let's say this guy, and just bash it from afar. Not getting hit, so it dies faster. Alright, guys? Do you really need to do it one at a time, or I can do all three together? Rifts, I mean. Well, you can do it all three at the same time. The thing is, I was explaining, and you have to do the same thing I applied to the first one to the other ones. But you usually have 3 different people for one of each, so you do that. Will we make these mods available for training? I can say I will upload it to YouTube. That's how I do it. I marked both of the time I started to talk about it, so hopefully. So when you finish bashing this crystal, guys, the crystal disappears. It's being destroyed. So as soon as that is done, a new ley line will spawn. Again, as... Oh, I have disassembled the thing before, but as soon as these... the ribbons start to come up, you really need to leave this platform. So you need to glide away. So let's just say that you're gliding away. All right. So now I will prepare the next one, which is basically gonna be the same of like it's the same stuff. Let's put it like this. Where is the bloodstone? There it is. Let's say it has some kind of a shield. I can just do it like this, and I can just remove it. So both of the bloodstone have shields, alright? But I did not display it before. But it's done now. Okay, so it has like a shield. You can walk into the shield. It does not matter. But you cannot damage the shard. Alright? So the goal is, I actually do not have 3 people for this. I only have 2 things. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, let's presume these are the players right now, alright? These black small towers. So you're gonna glide in from this kind of direction, right? So you're gonna glide in all together, kind of, and then you like split up. So the DPS usually goes to here, and the support goes to the side with either a DPS or a Berserker going one of them as well. So Chrono goes one. Usually the closest one is the best one for Chrono. The Druid one can take the furthest one because he can use the Staff Free Ancestral Grace to quickly... He can spawn the spirits and quickly move right next to this. And then either the DPS or Warrior can take the last one, like the middle one. That's usually the best I can say there. I like this strat. Some people say, yeah, there are better ones, like just having the Chrono under or whatever. It's up to preference. This is what I prefer, alright? So when this happens and you all glide in, and you say, okay, so you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go here. We're gonna do a small countdown, or you just watch the other people. Usually when you're in pugs, you have to watch them because there's no countdown. But if you are on voice, it's ridiculously easy to do a countdown. You just say 3, 2, 1, and as soon as basically you're supposed to say go or something, everyone steps onto the button which is there, which is this white thing. Alright? So while they're standing there, the shield is gonna be removed around the shot. So the DPS players can hit it and destroy it. Usually it takes some time to kill this, and you get a stacking debuff while you're on the button. When you reach 10 stacks, the next stack you receive, because you get 1 stack every second, the next stack you receive will kill you. Or you will get you down. Not fully kill you, but will get you down. So the thing is, usually roughly at 9, or if you're really ballsy at 10, just quickly you can just say rotate if you're on voice, or just someone just randomly rotates, as I've seen in pugs. And then you have to decide if you're gonna rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. Usually I like to do clockwise. So this person will move to this one. This person will move to this one. And this person will move to this one. Well, as soon as they arrive, there's no need for a countdown. Just say go. Or just everyone will just go in. And now they're standing at the button. So the shield which was there again, because they were not standing on the buttons. The shield which was there is no longer there again. So you can kill this Bloodstone shot. Alright? And as soon as that is done, a new ley line is going to spawn. Alright? So everyone gathers near their ley line, but do not use it yet. Watch the other platform, because at the beginning you have to split into 2 groups. One group, well, both groups have the same thing. They have the same, like this kind of pre-event thing on their own side. So you have to wait for the second group to finish up this island. Otherwise, if you glide in, they actually have less time to deal with the island than if you would wait there and just prolong it as long as possible. The reason is, as I've explained at the beginning, with very long, almost nothing, the islands will get ribboned. And when they get ribboned, everything which is inside of them will start to get extreme amounts of damage. So the reason for that, so we prolong the time they have on the other side, so we all can glide to the middle at the same time. And when we glide, well, it's not specifically the middle, but when we glide and use the ley line, we enter the last island, which has nothing in it. But let's say that these two guys are just two different groups. So they finally arrived from the gliding from their own islands. Yeah. So they arrived, and now they will be all stacking, so they can go to the main boss arena. After a while, after all the other islands will disappear, a new ley line and new island will appear in roughly here, and they will glide there, and that's where the main boss arena is. Alright? So now we're actually going to discuss the boss. So let's use this thing as the boss, alright? So Xera, it's a she. Well, unless you think it's a he, because there is a thing called Fuda.
How's it going?
She will spawn in the middle. When you glide in, usually the tank is gonna glide in as soon as he can, so the Xera does not move as much. Alright? So when the tank glides in, the Xera starts moving towards the tank. So if the tank is really fast enough, the Xera will only move slightly and then will come back. So almost nothing happens. If the tank has some difficulties gliding or something, and he glides in basically like one of the last players, tank is toughness based, yes. Sorry. So when he glides in as the last guy, Xera will try to walk to him while he's gliding as well. So now Xera is on the edge, which we do not want to, because he needs to go to the middle regardless. So when he tries to go to the middle, Xera will follow him again, and everyone has to just not do damage until she's actually in place, so they can all put the AoEs down and other stuff down. Alright, so that is very important. So let's presume this guy to be the tank from now on. I will just put him on this like a small pedestal, so it's slightly more visible like where he's standing. So, the reason I need a very long red stick now. Okay, this should work. Perfect. Is it enough? No. Okay, one more. Perfect. Okay. So, the reason while we are doing this, I can like do a small wings here just to indicate it better. So she stands in the middle. On the sides, and I'm out of red now, so give me a second. There are gonna be bloodstone spawning. Similar to the bloodstone we had before, but these ones are slightly easier to kill. But they're annoying nevertheless. Okay. I think that's enough. I don't need more that much. Alright. So they're gonna spawn. It's a small bloodstone which spawns. The thing is, it creates extreme amounts of AoE, so the AoE probably is as big as like this kind of indication, alright? So you have kind of like small piece in the middle which you can always stay. So that is perfect, alright? So when this one spawns, okay, it's more like this then, but like the indication, so when it's on the side, it's more like this. And when it's like right next to it, it's similar to like something like this, alright? So you still have some space there, alright? So when you do that, there are going to be multiple ones spawning. You can ignore them most of the time. And this is kind of where the part where you kind of have to have some kind of DPS also counts. Because there is another mechanic. It's called like the half mechanic or whatever you want to call it. That's why I prepared this thing. So, purposely made parts or halves of the arena is gonna be covered in like a small, the huge AoE. So I use this as just an indicator. So this basically means that all this part of the arena is now under the, like, basically not quarantine, but there's like an AoE there. If you stand in the AoE, it's really not good. So the reason why we start tanking, and you see, okay, I'll just do it like this. It's way better for you to do it this way. You see, because it's left side of the boss, because when this AoE appears, he's not standing in the AoE itself, and he's standing on this side where he can stand. So the bloodstone shards will keep spawning, so I will just keep these, I will move these small ones, but they're still there. So now the AoE is something like this, right? So you need to be protected, kinda. So this AoE will disappear. After this AoE will disappear, usually you have to move the boss if you do not have enough damage. Speaking about damage, when you reach 90% on Xera, she's gonna gain a break bar. If you do not break the break bar fast, while she has the break bar, she is one, very highly resistant to damage, and B, all these bloodstone shards I've explained here, they spawn faster. So they usually spawn like one every 10 seconds or something, one every 15, no, the 15 seconds too much. I think one every 10 to 5 to 10 seconds. I honestly have no idea. Oh, hey, Goni. So when she has a break bar, it spawns faster. You do not want that to happen. So you try to break it as fast as possible. So for this sole reason, you should have a druid doing the CC, having both CC pads, hopefully. And also Chronos having Moas. It's much more easier to use Moa than anything else here. As soon as that is done, hopefully it's gonna happen before the half mechanic, because your damage is too high. When your damage is too high, there's gonna be... Well, yeah, this thing is gonna disappear, and I need to make a giant stick. Unfortunately, it cannot be red, which it should be, but I can do something similar, hopefully. Okay. Also, Goni, weren't you looking for Wing 4 MO earlier this morning? I don't know if that was you or someone else. Because you were looking for Chrono as far as I know. If that was truly you. Okay, let's just make this. Alright? And this is very bad, alright? So, this is the laser. Okay, it's not that high as I thought it's gonna be. It's huge, it's going really up high, alright? So, when the laser appears, the laser starts spawning small, like, orbs. The orbs go random directions. Alright? It does not matter. But when they touch a player, they make a small AoE, applying blindness and other AoEs which you really do not want to have. So the goal is to avoid all these orbs as much as possible. So if you do not have enough damage, the tank has to move Xera. Since this was the half AoE which was used, the tank has to move Xera similar to this position, like on this side. Xera will follow him, and everyone else will hopefully as well. Let me make like... Yeah, I will use the white ones as a group. Oh wait, yeah. I will use these white ones as a group. Alright. So everyone has to follow them as well. Now, since the laser is happening, the orbs are gonna spawn. So they're gonna go, and if they hit a player, they spawn a small AoE, which is really annoying. So just try to ignore it. Why the white ones? I'm out of black. I have these two, but I want to use them for a slightly different mechanic, which is gonna come in a second. So this is the thing. You have to move there. But, and this is a really good but, if you do enough damage, guys, if you of course stand behind the boss, that's all the time. If you do have enough damage, and you phase the boss slightly before the AoEs from the laser will start to spawn, the laser will get skipped. If you reach 75% in some time... The black ones weren't good though. No, I do not have any white ones left. So I want to... like, the white one is so much better to see on the green, you know. So, then, you know, this guy is standing on a black pedestal and it's not that visible, but I just use it because he's high enough now. So if you do the laser... Well, if the laser happens, right? And you have enough damage, 75%, if you make it to 75%, hopefully before the AoE start to spawn. They can start spawning and you can phase it by that. But as soon as you phase it, the laser will get skipped. Alright? And now comes the most important part of the fight. The special action key. Alright? I'll make like a... this is very difficult. Okay. Okay, whatever. I'll do Oh wait, I do have enough sizes. Oops. That's yeah, this is the larger one. Okay. And let me just. Do I have another large one? Nope. Okay, I can just use this. Okay. Let me make it yellow because it's like more like a yellow AoE as well, so it's more visible. Okay. It's not as much visible as I hoped for, but whatever. I'm making this on the go at this point. Okay, whatever. It's not that yellow, but whatever. It does not matter. Is it big enough? No, it isn't. Shoot. Okay. I need a bigger one. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I will just make it big. I will just make it big. It's gonna be easy. Okay, this is difficult. Alright. So, I will make it slightly bigger, so I will use 1 and 1. This should be enough, hopefully. Yes, this should be enough. And this one and that one needs a small one, but it's alright. I'll use yellow to glue them together.
How's it going?
So, like this.
Damn,
This,
son.
and now we just use the normal L. Guys, thank you very much for the follows. One Butter and Eric's the Great. Thank you very much, guys. Like usual, I do raids, but I kind of really wanted to do this for a very long time, and I like this a lot. Alright, boys. We're approaching when I finish the AoE. Okay, it's almost done. It's kind of done. I don't know if I can find like... Oh, I can find some small ones. So I can perfect it a little bit better. There we go. We're gonna fill up the holes with the 1-1. And that's it, essentially. Oh, hey, Doc. Welcome! Alright, so now, special action key part, alright? So, when we reach 75%, it does not matter if you're here or on the site, someone will get a special
Damn,
action
son.
key. Rustyland, thank you very much. When you get a special action key, alright? When you get a special action key, you get access to this kind of like an AoE, which is going to be a shield. It's like a shield. While someone gets access to this AoE, Xera, which is like on the sides,
Damn,
is
son.
gonna start charging a really strong attack. Tompe, thank you very much for the follow. When it starts to charge it, there's gonna be saying like Xera is poised for a deadly attack. That's gonna be like on the screen. So when you get that text and it disappears, you use the special action key because it creates like a AoE like this. Well, like a shield, but it's gonna be like an AoE. And you drop it where everyone is standing, including you. And when you drop it, you're protected from the attack. So when the attack happens and it hits, nothing happens. If you fail this mechanic, alright, let's say you fail the mechanic and you put it here. Suddenly, everyone starts to panic, alright? So the tank moves there, alright? Because he kind of wants to save his ass, you know. Then, because he's the tank, he's gonna move the Xera there. And then everyone will want to save their arses as well, alright? The thing is, when you fail it, since there are bloodstone shards spawning on the edge, which is a thing I hadn't explained yet, but will explain now,
May the sixth
I just
be
put one in there, so you see it. If Xera is in the AoE which the Bloodstone Shard creates, she gets a buff. Every time she's standing, she's gonna get a random boon and remove conditions from her. So, of course, the worst boons she can gain are Protection and Retail. Those are the two ones which... Protection, okay, it's annoying. Retail is the one which kills the groups. When she gets Quickness, it's very inconvenient for the tank because he has to tank, you know, slightly harder. And, well, other parts as well. And the other thing, when she removes conditions from herself, all the condition damage dealers suddenly do nothing. Because she can also gain resistance as one of the conditions. But hopefully, the Mesmer can auto-attack. Hopefully, that's something which is base knowledge now, that the third auto-attack on Sword on Mesmer actually removes the boon from the target. Please tell me some people actually know this. So, when the AoE is dropped there and everyone moves there, suddenly they save their asses. Xera is now super buffed. Let's say she's very angry, alright? So, I will just make it like this, alright? She's very angry suddenly because she suddenly can do a lot of damage. So Tank has to move where he needs to move. So if it was a Bloodstone Shard here and it was here, then probably he has to go to the middle. So he goes to the middle. Then he has to tank the extra damage you cost as a fail of one mechanic. And I'm taking into consideration that everyone survived the mechanic, alright? When someone dies, specifically before 50%, because of this mechanic, it's usually a GG. So if you drop it here, and let's say, because I have like 4 small pieces, I will just gonna break one. So let's say like 6 people made it, but one guy didn't, he dies. Oh, okay. He dies, and he gets teleported to a special platform in the midair, so he can't be rest or like bugged or something. And he's permanently dead. As soon as the AoE from the middle, or like the Xera which is casting the AoE, hits, everyone who's not standing in the protective AoE, which one person received, they will instantly down. No downstate. They will instantly die. Alright? So try to have it correctly set up. Alright? And that's essentially it. Hopefully by this time, you do not need a shard clear. If your damage is too low, because I have to say this, if your damage is too low, so you're tanking it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're tanking it like this. All right. So you have the guy, which is facing you backwards, which is the tank. He's tanking Xera on the half. Oh wait, sorry. Okay, this is better for you actually. Sorry, because you glide from this direction initially, so it's slightly better because usually DPS doesn't like look left or right. They just look forward, so it's easier for you to understand this. All right. So, A, you need to break the bar at 90% as fast as possible. Otherwise, these Bloodstone Shards will spawn faster. The reason is, when they create the AoE, if Xera is standing in those AoE, she gets buffed. That's very bad. So that's one of the reasons why you should break it faster. The other reason is, as I've said, she gained extreme amounts of like resistance towards damage. It's not like the boon resistance, it's just the resistance towards damage. So you can still damage her, but for very low numbers, and the longer the break bar is, the less numbers she receives. So break it as fast as possible so you can do your damage. So after the half AoE disappears, check the percentage on Xera. If it's roughly around 80%, you can do a thing called mid-strat, when you just stay in the middle. Even when the laser will spawn, you can... Sorry. When the laser will spawn, you can stay there, and you can skip the laser. If you do not have around like 80, 82%, then the tank... let's roleplay. This is the entire squad. The tank has to move her. The way he's gonna move her is gonna be towards your right now. So this is the thing. So the Bloodstone Shard started to spawn roughly around this corner. And then they start moving, and they're gonna move clockwise like this. Alright? So when they move like this, when the tank moves there, they're roughly somewhere around here. Or somewhere around here. Something like that. So Xera moves. Everyone moves. And since you do not have enough damage, the laser is going to spawn in the middle. Again, as I said before, the laser produces orbs. These orbs go into random directions. They do not specifically target someone, they just go random directions. And sometimes it goes directly straight for the puck. Or, not for the puck, for the group. So as a DPS, your job is A, to do damage. B, to avoid as many orbs as possible, preferably 0. Sorry. Okay, preferably all of them, not 0. Oh my god, okay, the other way around. So, since when you get hit, it creates a small AoE. So, because of your mistake, other people will get affected as well. It does slow and other 2 conditions I can't remember now. But I know it does slow because it's super annoying to remove it. So just ignore, well, not ignore them. Try to focus on doing this specific mechanic, avoiding the orbs, more than doing your damage. Alright? Because as soon as you reach 75%, again, the special action key happens, which is for the shield AoE. The laser disappears. And then, as soon as Xera is poised for a deadly attack disappears, you can drop it where the group is standing and the tank. As soon as the attack is finished and you all survived, the shield disappears, the tank is gonna move it back to the middle, and you will just follow it. So now, by this time, there are gonna be bloodstone shards reaching this way. They're gonna be going there. Instructional. Okay. So. Oh, nice. So the pork. So the bloodstone shards are here this way. Check the HP. If you're very close to 50%, you can try to continue doing damage there. But since you had to go to the side, you usually do not have enough damage. Sometimes it happened to me, but usually just be cautious. As soon as this is done, the ones I just made, you have to clear those shards. The shards are attackable, so if you're a Weaver, you can drop a Lava Phone, you can drop a Meteor Shower. If you're a melee class, like let's say a Holosmith, you can directly come in the AoE. It gives you increased stacks, which I still hadn't mentioned, but just kill those shards. As soon as you kill those shards, the AoE around those shards will disappear because the shards are no longer producing the AoE. Wait, do I have... Oh, I used all the blues for this thing. Oh god. Okay, I will just reverse it. It does not matter. So, when there's a bloodstone shard,
Damn,
right,
son.
it creates like a small AoE. And for each bloodstone shard, they have their own AoE. So when you clear it, there's gonna be like an entrance. I will just make it like this, so it's kind of visible. So let's say there are 2 shards right here, which are not clear. But you cleared the shards which were in this direction, so the tank can move there. Clearing shards removes stacks. Yeah, Tylems, but there is a small condition. You have to have the mastery for that. Not that many people know about this because everyone has them. Yeah. So this is the thing. You have to have the special mastery, the magic or something. So he moves here. But before he does that, I've completely forgot to mention, this is also sometimes that happens. So when you're clearing the shards, Xera is going to have another break bar. Alright? And that is very important because during that break bar, the half AoE is going to appear again on this side of the arena. It's going to be on this side of the arena. It was this side of the arena before, now it's this side of the arena. So the tank cannot move the Xera further because let's say you still hadn't cleared the shards yet. So there's still a shard here, so it creates the AoE. The guy cannot move there in time. So now there's a break bar. Now more shards are spawning. The half AoE is there. And because it's a giant clusterfuck, laser is gonna spawn. Oh shoot, I fucked that one up. Oopsie daisy. Okay. The laser is gonna spawn now, alright? And it kind of creates this kind of really bad mayhem, alright? So the goal is, just focus on the clear, focus on insta-CCing Xera. As soon as this AoE is gone, and this thing is gonna appear, basically, when this disappears, it's like 1 second before this disappears, this appears. So as soon as that is done, hopefully you got the thing cleared here, so the tank can instantly move Xera here. So you can phase 50% here. And that's the first 50%, guys. We got it! Alright. So when she phases, all the bloodstone shards, all the AoEs, all the things disappears. But there's only one AoE which actually does not disappear if you reach 50%, which is going to be the half AoE.
How can I help?
The next half AoE should be this one. The ley line will appear in... Oh my god, again, I do not have the long one. Okay. The ley line will appear here. So, this part of the arena is under the big AoE. So, when this happens, it sometimes happens based on how low your DPS is. Just stay before it. Just wait for it to just, remove itself so you can just go. You have enough time, it's alright, so you can glide. When you glide, you enter the previous platform you built before where you both gathered when you were traveling from both sides. And now, you will do somewhat similar thing, but you will all glide together. So, there's going to be another Bloodstone Shard spawning. It's going to be very easy to kill Bloodstone Shard in the middle of, like, the platform. The first one is always in the middle. And then, there are different patterns. Oh, well, not patterns, but the islands, what they call islands, they change. And they create a random order from a singular pattern. So, sometimes you can have, let's say, that you have a big tower in the middle. Okay, it's okay. Green is really badly visible on that. Okay, let me just put blue. So you have like a, let's say, a small tower in the middle. Okay, and a small like steps here, and a bloodstone shard will spawn on top of that tower. That's one of them. Hell, Zelix. So when that thing hits, you just destroy the bloodstone shard. As soon as it's destroyed, nice tower. I'm too lazy to build it because I would have to destroy it immediately because I would only use it for here. Whatever. So as soon as the bloodstone shard is destroyed on each of the islands, the new ley line will spawn so you can move to the other islands. You have to go around the entire thing. And when you do that, you again will come to the platform which where you first gather both of the teams again when you did the pre-event, and you will again fly towards Xera. Okay, so now let's say that you're flying from this direction, right? Oh no, sorry, this direction. So Xera just appeared in the middle. This is the tank. Again, try to be as close to the Xera as possible, so she does not move that much. And since we started on tanking on this side before, we have to start on the different side. So we're gonna start slightly to the right side from where you come. Xera's gonna be here. Everyone's gonna follow. This is basically the safe strat. This is called the safe strat. You can do very ballsy strat when you have enough damage where you just go here and you stay there until the end of the fight. But let's presume this is your first time. We need to explain how to do the safe strat when you can kill this easily. And each little island is a different one. Well, not specifically. There are some islands which will be the same, like the same pattern. Like, you can have the same pattern for like... the most times I had it was 3 times in a row. So that's something that happens. So the reason why we stack like this, or the tank moves it here like this, is when the Xera reaches 40%, or roughly around the time Xera reaches 40%, the half AoE for the arena spawns again, but it spawns on this side. So that's the reason why he's on this side, so he's not standing in the AoE already. And then he has to move, because, that's not usually good. So he can just stand there and kind of AFK, just do the rotation. Roughly when this AoE appears, you reach 40%. As soon as you reach 40% on the Xera, you will get teleported. 5 random people will get teleported to an island. I cannot showcase the island, but what you do on those islands are the same things as the pre-event. So on the 40%, you have to push the orbs to the rifts, so you can remove the shield from the bloodstone shard in the middle, so you can destroy the shard. As soon as you destroy the shard, everyone who got ported will get ported back, and they can join the group. Usually there's a portal on that island. In case someone needs to go back, preferably it's usually the druid. When both druids gets teleported, one of the druids come back so they can heal the people who remained at the boss and didn't get teleported. So when you do that, the tank in the safe strat, as soon as this AoE is gone, he'll move here in the middle. So when he moves here, Xera will follow, and like 5 seconds after he moves there, usually the laser is going to spawn. That's one of the reasons, well, not one of the reasons, that is the reason why you leave the middle, because the laser will spawn. So we move here. Hopefully, everyone who went up to the thing... Wait, they fixed that? Oh, someone gets the special action now. Yeah, they fixed that. Yeah, that's correct, they fixed that. So, when the people teleport back because they successfully killed the shard, if they are unable to kill the shard in set amount of time, they all die. So, again, not good. When the tank moves here, usually someone who's not someone, it's definitely someone who stayed will get the special action key again. So again, you will wait for Xera is poised for a deadly attack. And you will throw the AoE onto the group where the tank is and the rest of the DPS are. And the orbs will come from the middle. So the shards, oh yeah, I haven't mentioned this. The shards keep spawning as well. So they started at a similar location before, but now instead of going clockwise like this, they're gonna go counterclockwise. So they're gonna spawn like this. Alright? Like this kinda makes a circle. Alright? So that's why you go to this side instead of the other. So hopefully everyone survives. The AoE disappears. And hopefully the other group will finally kill the shard, so they now will try to join the other group. As soon as the laser's gone, the tank has to move it towards the middle. Alright? As soon as he moves it towards the middle, Xera should walk. The thing is, if he's not fast enough, since there are going to be the bloodstone shards spawning in the clockwise direction, it's going to reach Xera now. She can gain a break bar. When she gains a break bar, she's standing in one place. So you quickly have to break it. So the AoE from the bloodstone shard will not hit Xera, so she will not get the boons, as I've talked about them before. So hopefully, if you move fast enough, the Xera will be midway, so it should slightly hit it, but it would not be that like difficult to avoid it as much. So it's much more easier. So you tank in the middle. So as soon as you break it, you're tanking in the middle. So now, when you reach the middle with all the groups, you should be slowly approaching. This should be roughly 25 to 30%. Alright? Hopefully. When this is happening, you have to start clearing these shards. So, okay, I'm gonna use this one as another shard. So, you have to clear the shards which are in this direction. So there are gonna be 5 of them. So you start with these ones on the left side of like your point of view. So if you are in the DPS group, directly onto your left, you should clear. There are gonna be 2 shards which you should, 3 shards which you should immediately clear. I can only display 2. So you removed 1 shard, and then both shards on the left and right of it. Yeah, it's almost dead, guys. So when you do that, you create, again, a small entrance. Yeah, so the AoE from this shard will not hit it, and the AoE from this shard will not hit it. So you create a small entrance. The reason why you do that is because when the tank moves... the tank will move it there for 2 reasons. 1, the half AoE is going to spawn on this side. But that AoE will not spawn... It's usually not spawning until the laser is up. So the laser is gonna happen. So when you move there, you want to have that cleared. And now the half AoE will spawn. So this part of the arena is now under the AoE. When you're here, you have to clear these 2 shards now. So we clear these 2 shards, so it will create enough space so you don't have the AoE there. So as soon as this AoE is gone, there might be some still orbs coming from the middle. The tank has to move it to the opposite side here. It's just a small movement. And hopefully the lasers will like stop firing. But the thing is, this half of the AoE is going to be filled now. So the reason why you swap the sides, because this half of the AoE is going to be filled now. So when you do this, you can tank it here. Usually when this appears, this disappears. So then after this is done, you can walk to the middle. Oh god. You can walk to the middle as a tank. And you can stay there. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention 20%. So when you're standing here, when you were standing here where the AoE was like the opposite direction, and you were standing here, the 20% will happen. You get teleported again to the island. That island will have the button mechanics. So you have to have 3 people standing on buttons, and you have to just. And if you have 3 people standing on the buttons, it removes the shield from the bloodstone shard, so you can kill it. All right. So when you have that, oh god, my camera keeps focusing. So when you have that, guys, this hopefully will disappear. And by the time you move to the middle, the people who were on the island, which is going to appear roughly here, they will come back hopefully. So they will join the main tag. So there's going to be one last special action key mechanic. Oh, sorry, the opposite way. Oops. Special action key mechanic. We're almost there, guys. We're 15% right now, alright? We're 15%. Too much information. Sorry. So when this happens, the tank will say usually you have to clear this direction. I will just mark it. So there are bloodstone shard here. So hopefully you killed this one already, but this one respawns because it does the clockwise. So this one will respawn. So immediately as you come back, and kinda, it's usually by the time this mechanic happens, try to range and destroy these 3 bloodstone shards on this side. Because the laser is gonna hit again. Where's the laser? There it is. The laser is gonna hit again. Alright? So when the laser hits, you wanna move again because, well, you don't wanna stay in the middle while the laser is there. So you move there. Hopefully by this time, you should have 10%, guys. When you reach 10%, you will always get the special action key. Alright? We're almost there. It's almost dead, guys. So when we get the special action key, again, we throw it there. When it's gonna explode, again, after like Xera is poised for deadly attack, you throw it there. And you kill Xera, hopefully, in this way. If you do not have enough damage, let's say you have 18% and you're standing right here. And the laser is gonna disappear after a while. The next area you're supposed to be clearing, which I haven't seen in ages, but sometimes you do have to do this if people die and they're very incompetent. You have to clear these bloodstone shards. Again, these bloodstone shards, so you can move here and tank it here. And hopefully, by this time, Xera is gone. First try. Easy first try.